COVID stuff, has that like worried you about opening up a restaurant, or has it inspired you even further? Like, how do you feel about
I think it's more inspired me further because like COVID has changed the world drastically. Like it's slowed everything down so we can all see like what the problems are. But for me as a business person looking at it, I'm like, dude, I could just open up my home and have a restaurant like in my home. That way people can come to my house and while I'm cooking for them. That way I could like, let's say, loophole the restrictions. I'm like, hey guys, this is my home. I'm just inviting people to eat here and they could pay if they want to. I mean, I want them to, but it's just like, hey, you know, leave some money and then you're good to go. That way I don't have to deal with all that garbage, you know.
Are you seriously like looking into that as like 100%, something you might want to do?
100%. Because like I'm thinking like visually, I'm thinking like getting like an industrial housing complex. Yeah, the top floor would be my private residence, but I would have like a staircase from my home leading down to the bottom floor. It would be an open. I don't know the square footage. I'm just shoot out.
It's like a loft.
Yeah, like a loft. I'm gonna shoot out like a ridiculous number, like a 1,200 square foot. I don't know if that's even. Let's just say your living room, right? But like 5 times the size of your living room. But I would have like 10 to 15 tables. I would have a sushi bar, like a full bar, and just have people pretty much party in my house downstairs, and I'd just be chilling upstairs, and I'll come down. I'd be like, hey, I'm here to eat. I'm here to make some people some food. Let's drink, chill, and like, yeah, I would have the restaurant be in my home. And that's like the atmosphere I want.
Bro, that's the life.
That's exact. I want like people to have at home experience, like chill and like like have bomb incredible like Michelin star food, but in like the comfort of a home. You know, it's like, hey, just chill, just vibe out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's where the future of the restaurant industry, in my eyes, is going, because restaurants, I don't know, because if this pandemic can shut down the restaurant industry like that, like I don't know what else can possibly lead up to that moment. Not a pandemic per se, but like what other natural disaster could do that to the restaurant business, you know, like anything. So that's just my view.
Well, yeah, sure. Like another variant of the virus could even, you know, bring it crumbling down again.
100%. That's why I'm like super scared of future wise. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, you've been in the restaurant industry. How's it affected like you and your coworkers, just the shutdown, and like what was the mindset at the beginning of all this, and like kind of where are you guys at now?
At the beginning, like I remember like March 16th, I think it was the day the country shut down. I kind of was scared. I'm like, okay. And like Trump was saying like, oh, during the time he was like, oh, we're going to open that up back again by Easter. So don't worry guys, we'll be fine. So I thought there was some hope, but like, guys, it's nothing. It's minor. And then the lockdowns continued. And that's when I want to say like maybe or the end of summer last year, I'm like, guys, we are screwed. We're screwed. And that's when I started getting really scared, you know? So yeah.
Were you guys doing takeout?
We were doing takeout. We were doing takeout, and we were still busy, thankfully. But there was a certain period where no one was coming in because like everyone was just scared of losing money. This was during the time of the toilet paper crisis. Like everyone was just out of the grocery stores, like bulking up. Like the shelves were wiped out, so no one was really buying food. There was like a solid month. Maybe it was April to May was probably like the scariest time because no one was buying food. Like I remember I was there at the restaurant from 2 in the afternoon to like 7 p.m. We would only get like maybe 1 or 2 orders. That was a scary time to me.
What?
Yeah, it was that slow. Like I was terrified. I'm like, I might lose my job. Like my parents might lose their restaurant. The restaurant I'm working for might lose their restaurant. Like everyone was panicking, and like you hear restaurants like closing down because of the shutdowns, or like it was insane. It was a scary time for sure.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here in San Francisco. It's opened up quite a bit. Just this weekend alone, I was just out driving around the city, and there's so many people out, outdoor dining. I think there's a little bit of indoor dining now too.
Yeah.
But is it like that in Santa Cruz right now? Are people back out?
Yeah. I went out to the bars for the first time since the closure of America last weekend, and oh my goodness, I felt like as if the COVID thing never happened. It was really scary too because the bars weren't enforcing the mask rules. Like, hey, if you're standing at the bar, if you're not sitting at a table, you have to wear your mask. But people took that shit off the moment they walked through the doors. Like, let's party. I'm like, wear your mask. But all right, if everyone's doing it, I'll take my mask off too. It was crazy.
Damn.
It was crazy though. I'm like, I'm not going to name drop the bar, but it's just like, yo, you guys can't be doing this. It was weird. I have mixed feelings. I'm glad to be out of the bar, but at the same time, we gotta be careful. Be careful. you know?
Dude, that's where I'm actually at. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm excited that like the cases are going down. I'm hopeful with the vaccine. I'm a father too. I got little kids. They're not vaccinated.
Right.
You know, so I'm a little bit concerned about them, and they go to school. Like I'm you think about the other kids at the school, but at the same time you're like, man, like keeping the economy shut down. That's not helping anybody.
No.
And you're probably invoking more stress on families, on parents, on households. So it's like it's so hard to like have a hard opinion. Like, should we open or should we stay closed? Should we be in between? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's how
I don't
like
know.
I was a full-time student too when the country shut down. So like when they transitioned from in school learning to online learning was by far the worst decision of my life to go into the fall of last year to do online education because I couldn't focus. I couldn't pay attention to my lectures, and like the teachers expect you to give your full attention when you're sitting at your own, like my own room, and you don't expect me to play my video games as you're lecturing me. Like, you guys, come on, let's be real. Like, you can't expect that. I mean.